All right, baseball fans, welcome to the Neighborhood Sports Network, and continuing coverage of the Minnesota State Class B Amateur Baseball Championship from here in beautiful Miesville, Minnesota, Jack Ruhr Field, where our second round of 16 game action today will take place on Jack Ruhr Field here in Miesville. It will be the Blaine Fusion taking on the Sobieski Skis. In the round of 16, the winner of this one advances on to the quarterfinals as we work our way down to championship weekend over Labor Day weekend here in the Class B state tournament. Sobieski, last year's Class C state champion. Based on a point system of the players that they had, they were required to move up to Class B this year, and they find themselves right back here in the state tournament. They take on a Blaine Fusion team that from 2014 to 2019 made 6 consecutive state tournament appearances, and then after a 2-year hiatus, they're back here in this Class B state tournament. So it'll be Blaine and Sobieski in our second of 4 here from Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville, and we'll have that action for you when we come back. It's the Minnesota State Baseball Amateur Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Baseball, it's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.
All right, so the umpires and the managers meeting behind home plate, go over the ground rules here at beautiful Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville, home of the Mud Hens. We've got one final on the board here in this state Class B tournament. It was the Anoka Bucks knocking off the Cold Spring Springers 5-2 in our first game here. Anoka out-hits Cold Spring 18-5, but Anoka stranded 14 base runners on the day. Left the bases loaded 4 different times. So really could have put the game away early and often, but let Cold Spring just kind of hang around. Cold Spring did pick up a couple of late runs to cut it to 5-2, but Anoka was able to hold on and beat the Springers 5-2 to move into the round of 16. They'll find out where they play next Friday, August 26th at 7:30 p.m. They'll take on the winner of Miesville and Prior Lake. And that game was slated to be played Friday night. They got 5 1/3 innings in, but with 1 out in the top of the 6th, the skies opened up. Miesville has a 6-1 lead. They will complete that game at Sunday night at 7 o'clock, concluding the quarterfinal or the round of 16 games that finish up at that point. Then they'll finish that one up. But in this one, the upper half of the bracket, Blaine and Sobieski will face off here today. The winner of this game will get the winner of the Egan Bandits versus the Dundas Dukes, which takes place Sunday, tomorrow, August 21st at 4:30 at Dundas. So we're working our way through the bracket here. The winners of these games are into the quarterfinals. of this state tournament.
Just line up on the baseline.
Mentioned Sobieski, last year's Class C state champions, and they are going to introduce the lineups here, so let's turn it over to our public address announcer for that announcement.
Number 17, Dusty Parker. Number 22, Bo Toma. And here's the starting lineup. First, Sobieski leading off. Number 6 at third base, Mac Bayer. Batting second, number 11 in right field, Scott Litchie. Batting third, number 1 at shortstop, Colin Ekman. Batting fourth, number 16 at the designated hitter, Joey Hanowski. Batting fifth, number 10 today, starting pitcher, Jake Tappan. Batting sixth, number 19 in left field, Dan Murad. Batting seventh, number 27 at second base, Matt Philippi. Batting eighth, number 33 at first base, Colin Craig. Batting ninth, number 20, the catcher, Riley Hirsch. Playing the field but not hitting, number 21 in center field, Zach Opatz. Now the non-starters for the Blaine Fusion. Number 3, Zach Eder. Number 18, Ben Borman. Number 19, Scott Jusela. Number 20, Tyler Delwich. Number 23, Mikey Gottschalk. Number 24, Brad Spencer. Number 30, Davis Bryan. Number 37, Alex Bockrich. Number 53, Nick Foster. Number 97, Blake Ask. Number 27, Jack Arndt. And number 16, Owen Narrows. Now the starting lineup for the Fusion. Leading off, number 5 in left field, Patrick Brewer. Batting second, number 2 at first base, Chris Olson. Batting third, number 4 at second base, Marcus Rewer. Batting fourth, number 8, the designated hitter, Joran Hamre. Batting fifth, number 9 at third base, Ryan Sutterer. Batting sixth, number 29 in right field, Tom Druck. Batting seventh, number 6 at shortstop, Braden Bankston. Batting eighth, number 13, the catcher, Travis Conarea. Batting ninth, number 14 in center field, Cade Pelican. And on the mound, number 12, Ronnie Donnelly. How about we play some baseball, folks?
All right, you got your starting lineups here. Ready to get this one rolling. Second of 4. Round of 16 games here from Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville, Minnesota, the home of the Mud Hens. This Class B state tournament really has been dominated in the last few years by the Chanhassen Redbirds and the Miesville Mud Hens. Chanhassen winners of 4 consecutive Class B state tournaments in a row. The 2 previous to that belonged to Miesville, and Chanhassen beat Miesville in 2 of those 4 state championship Class B games. So really, some of these teams trying to crash this party here, see if they can't move their way through this tournament. The winner of this one will get a crack at another one of those blue blood teams, if you will, in Class B, the Dundas Dukes. who will need to get by the Egan Bandits before they would move on to that round. But really, it's kind of been Chanhassen. We saw one of those teams, the Cold Spring Springers, in our opening game, but they were taken out of this tournament by the Anoka Bucks 5-3. So like they say, it's why they play the games. Kind of the upstart Bucks from Anoka knock out one of the long-standing traditional teams in Class B baseball, the Cold Spring Springers. And another team will punch their ticket into the quarterfinals here as we are about to get underway with the Blaine Fusion and the Sobieski Skis moving up in class, as they might say in the horse racing industry. The Sobieski Skis, last year's Class C state champions. They move up here in the Class B level and take on this Blaine Fusion team that starts out with a left-handed pitcher and Ronnie Donnelly, and second pitch swinging at Bayer. It's a soft little line drive out to the second baseman, Marcus Weir. And Rewer puts that one away. First out of the game is recorded on a little soft line drive out towards second base. Blaine featuring a couple of Rewers. Patrick out in left, Marcus at second base. We'll get the defensive alignment for you here when we get a chance, as Ronnie Donnelly, it's a called strike into Scott Litchie and then misses up and in. So for Blaine, behind the plate, Travis Conarea. Curveball just misses inside from Donnelly. Chris Olson at first, Marcus Rewer at second, Ryan Sutterer at third, shortstop Braden Bankston. Left fielder, Patrick Rewer. Joran Hamry in center field, and in right field then is Tom Druck, as Litchie swings and fouls one to the glove of Conarea. Even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lefty versus lefty matchup, and going upstairs is Donnelly to get the swinging strikeout of Scott Litchie. And Colin Ekman will step in for Sobieski. They have a point system based on the players' playing level. And you take a look here at Sobieski's lineup. They are filled with Beavers from Bemidji State. 6 different players on the roster listed from Bemidji State. Colin Ekman, the batter, is one of them. He takes a strike from Donnelly. Donnelly reaches back for a little something extra on that one and misses down low. So 2 quick outs here. Top half of inning number 1. Winner moves on into the quarterfinals of this Class B state tournament. Swing and a miss by Ekman. So Donnelly does his pitching for MSU Mankato. A lot of Blaine products on this Fusion team, but they do have a mixture of a few others, and a swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Little pop throw over from Conarea over to Olson at first, so back-to-back strikeouts will take care of the top of the first inning. First Sobieski, they go 1-2-3, and the Blaine Fusion will come to the bottom half of the first inning. No score, and we'll be back here to Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. After this timeout, it's the Class B State Amateur Baseball Tournament on NSPN.TV.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Great news! It's everything I ever wanted.
All right, so it'll be Jake Caphead who will be starting on the mound for Sobieski. Caphead, Little Falls High School, Central Lakes Community College. He'll face the top of the order of Blaine of Patrick Ruhr, Chris Olson, Marcus Ruhr, then Joran Hamry, Ryan Sutterer, and Tom Druck, Braden Bankston, Travis Conorea, and Cade Peliquin for the Fusion. Patrick Ruhr, Bertha Hewitt High School, and North Dakota for his college ball. Wears those socks way up high, shows off those purple and white striped stirrup socks, and takes the first pitch high. Caphead catches the outside corner with that fastball. Ball, one strike. Curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher Hirsch. That's how you make friends with that home plate umpire, even with nobody on base. Get down there and block that baseball. Don't let that umpire take that off of his shins or off of his ankle. Always a good way for those catchers to make friends with those home plate umpires. Ruhr lifts one foul down the first base line. Tracking over is Cray. Gets underneath it and puts it away. So Cray fought that one a little bit. Partly cloudy skies here. Not a real high sky, so I don't think he had any trouble locating it. The sun will pop out every now and again, but for the most part, clouds are drifting over. Beautiful day to play baseball. We've got 4 of them to get in here in Miesville, so we definitely need the weather to cooperate, which it did not do last night. The opening game of this Class B tournament was suspended after 5 1/3 innings of play, so they'll have to finish that one up tomorrow night as Chris Olson, left-handed batting first baseman, steps in, and the first 2 offerings are outside of the strike zone from Caphead. And he falls behind the left-handed batter. Good fastball there. Got it past hard-swinging Olson. Olson plays his college ball at St. Scholastica after being a Greyhound of Duluth East High School. Just off the outside corner there. We've got an excellent view of these pitches here from our vantage point here. The top row of the bleachers at Jack Ruhr Field. 3-1 offering is lifted foul out of play. That third base line. Youngsters chasing after those balls. They're offered a nice reward to bring those balls back to the concession stand. So it's fun to watch the race for those foul baseballs. And pitch just misses off the outside corner. Tough take for Olson there at 3-2, but a good eye as he thought that that pitch just missed off the outside corner, and our home plate umpire concurred. So we have our first base runner. It's a walk on a 3-2 pitch to Chris Olson and brings up Marcus Ruhr, second baseman. Plays the number 4 position, wears the number 4 on his jersey. Cap'n slips there on his delivery, but somehow fires a strike right down Broadway against Marcus Ruhr, also a Bertha Hewitt. I'm assuming that the Ruhrs are brothers, but Marcus, the batter, plays his college ball at Duluth. versus the leadoff hitter at North Dakota. Big swing and a miss. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Patrick Ruhr, right-handed batter. Now Olson and Marcus Ruhr, lefties, against Capan. Curveball comes down into the zone, just dropping the barrel of the bat on it is Marcus Ruhr, but it's going to hang up in the air long enough for Litchie to get underneath it and put it away. So that breaking ball just kind of kept boring in onto the hands of Marcus Ruhr. He just dropped the barrel of the bat on it, but the wind is blowing straight in from right field here, so anything trying to get out of the ballpark to right field is going to have to be very, very well hit, and with Marcus Ruhr just kind of dropping the barrel of the bat on that one, certainly didn't have the pizzazz to get over the head of the right fielder Litchie, and he put it away. So 2 down here, bottom half of inning number 1, no score. Chris Olson, base runner at first. He stayed put after that fly ball out off the bat of Ruhr, and Joran Hamry takes a called strike from Capan on the first offering. Now fastball is fouled back to the right and out of play.
Please bring all foul balls back to the concession stand for a cash reward.
Cash reward they offer. We'll see. I might have to strip off the headset and go grab a couple of those balls and get some hamburger money. Long day here at the ballpark. No way I'm going to outrun some of these youngsters, though, as it's lifted, fouled on the first base line again. Cray comes over. Much more conventional grab of that pop-up. Kind of fought with the first one off the bat of Ruhr, but that one handles it quite conventionally, fundamentally, got underneath that baseball, put up that big trapper glove and put it away. So we see our first base runner of the game. It was a 1-out walk to Chris Olson, but he is stranded right there at first base, and we are going to head to the top of inning number 2. We'll be back with that action for you here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. It's the Minnesota Class B Amateur State Tournament, and we're proud to bring it to you on NSPN.TV.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Here in the top half of the second inning, batting fourth, number 16, the designated hitter Joey Hanowski.
Joey Hanowski will step in, the designated hitter. Lefty versus lefty matchup against Ronnie Donnelly. Donnelly clean through the first inning with 2 strikeouts, and Hanowski sends this one out to center field. Peliquin drifts over and lifts up and easily puts that one away. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of inning number 2, and Jake Capan will step in. Capan, right-handed batter, Central Lakes Community College. Joey Hanowski, one of the Bemidji State products. And Donnelly right down Broadway for strike 1. So Donnelly firing strikes here. The Maverick. And the Blaine Bengal. A good pop on that fastball here today. Capan takes that one up and out of the zone. A much bigger field in the Class C tournament that Sobieski had to venture their way through last year to claim that Class C state championship. Just 16 teams here in the Class B tournament, so a shorter route to the championship game, but obviously playing against a little bit higher class of player, especially pitcher on the mound, and Donnelly pitching at one of the storied programs in Minnesota State baseball, Mankato State, Minnesota State Mankato, if you will. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch in the dirt. So good battle ensuing here between these 2 pitchers. Ronnie Donnelly and his counterpart, Jake Capan, trying to get a base runner for Sobieski. Blaine got a 1-out walk, but that was stranded in the bottom half of the first inning and now called strike 3, and Capan knew it. He hit it right towards the dugout. Good pitch right on the outside corner. 3rd strikeout already in the game for Donnelly. And he will face Dan Mayrod. Mayrod Bethel out of Little Falls High School. Big cut at the first offering from Donnelly and swung through it. So once again, Donnelly getting ahead of these Sobieski batters. This time no balls and 2 strikes is ahead of Mayrod. Mayrod looks to the skies, wondering how he missed that pitch. Like he might have been sitting on that fastball, but it was running away from him. So even though he was on that right pitch, just a better pitch, and strikeout number 4 of the game for Ronnie Donnelly will put the end to the top half of inning number 2. So rolling right along here at Jack Ruhr Field. Says out on that left field wall, the home of the Mud Hens. A conventional fence all the way around until you get to the left field side of left center, and then you have 1 panel that goes up, and a second panel goes up even a little higher than that, and then above the scoreboard is a 3rd panel that makes the wall over twice as high as what the rest of the fence is around left center over to the right field foul line. We did see a ball clang off of that left field fence in game number 1. We also saw a ball hit up and over that fence. So definitely capable of seeing balls go out of this ballpark. 2 home runs in game number 1 of this Saturday full of baseball here last night. Through the first 5 1/3 innings, the home-standing Miesville Mud Hens got a 3-run home run to help build a 6-1 lead that they will take into the conclusion of that suspended game on Sunday. If you make solid connection here, even with the wood bats of this amateur baseball tournament, definitely can get the ball up and out of this ballpark. Ryan Sutterer steps in, swings through the first offering, and then takes a curveball, check swing. They'll check with our first base umpire, and he says no swing. So even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Sutterer from Anoka plays college ball at Northwestern over there in Roseville. I know they don't like to be called Northwestern of Roseville anymore. Not to be confused with Northwestern of the Big Ten in Evanston, Illinois. 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Big cut by Sutterer there. He takes a check with our home plate umpire to see if that one would have been a strike. It was down in the zone. Good pitch at 3-1 from Capan there. Didn't give in to Sutterer. Sutterer swung over the top of it. Now that pitch just misses low and away. Close pitch, but Sutterer confidently just tossed the bat away, kind of helped sell that to our home plate umpire so that he doesn't give the late third strike call. But second time now, Blaine has put a runner on base via the base on balls. Through an inning and a half here, still waiting on our first base hit. Sobieski has gone down 1-2-3 in each of their first 2 plate appearances. And a big swing and a miss by Tom Druck. Delano Tiger in high school and a St. John's Johnny for the college ball. Capan from the stretch. Don't expect to see that runner going. Now a good bunt laid down by Druck. That'll move Sutterer up to second base. So down 0-1 in the count. Druck lays down the nice sacrifice bunt. Get that runner out to second base. First time we've seen a runner make it as far as second base so far in this one. And Braden Bankston, the shortstop, will step in. Bankston, why is that a Trojan for the high school ball? Takes a pitch low and away. Well, conventional depth in left field and right field, but the center fielder for Sobieski, Zach Opatz, is playing a very shallow center field out there. Swing and a miss by Bankston. So that 2-0 offering, Bankston took a big hack at it, but Capan was able to get that fastball by him. They don't really hold on the runner at second base, so a nice lead out there for Sutterer. He's going to take off for third. Here's the throw. It is not in time as the third baseman, Bayer, couldn't handle that throw from the catcher, Hirsch. And Sutterer, obviously the element of surprise there, but I mentioned they were really not paying any attention to him defensively. Neither the shortstop Philippi or the shortstop Ekman, the second baseman Philippi, paying much attention. Pitch was a strike, so 2-2. But now with a runner at third and just one out, Sobieski will bring the infield in. Second baseman Philippi, shortstop Ekman, right at the edge of the grass. First baseman Cray and third baseman Bayer even with the bag, and they get the ground ball that they're looking for right at the shortstop Ekman, two-hopper. He just takes a courtesy glance over at Sutterer. Sutterer was not going anywhere, so no contact play on there with the infield in, and a big out at 3-2 for Jake Capan and Sobieski. And now there's 2 away with the runner at third base, and it'll be Travis Conarea, the catcher. Big swing and a miss by Conarea. Simley High School, and then University of Minnesota Crookston to play the college ball. Capan will work from the windup here with 2 outs. Ground ball, base hit into right field. So Travis Conarea comes up with a big 2-out single, plates the first run of the game, and the Blaine Fusion have the first hit and the first run of the game. It's 1-0 for Blaine as a big 2-out RBI single from Travis Conarea, the catcher, plates Ryan Sutterer, and that stolen base looms big because I'm not sure that Sutterer, even with 2 outs, is going to be able to score from second base on that base hit. But having stolen third base, he could just trot home with our first run of the game. And the Blaine Fusion take the lead here, 1-0 in the bottom half of inning number 2. They take a quick courtesy look over at Conarea with the throw over from Capan. And Cade Peliquin, the left-hander, steps in. He takes called strike. Pelican, Stillwater Pony, Northern Iowa Community College for his Iowa ball. The left-hander patiently awaits as Capan holds that ball a little extra long with Conarea at first base. Fastball kind of moving away from Pelican, and Pelican swings through it, so no balls, 2 strikes. Good lead over there for Conarea. This is definitely a running opportunity with 2 strikes and number 9 batter up in the order, but just dropping the barrel of the bat on the ball and getting it out into shallow center field. It's fielded by Philippi. He makes kind of an ill-advised throw to first base. No chance to throw out Pelican. All he possibly could have done there was throw it past the first baseman, Cray, but Cray did a nice job of just knocking that ball down and keeping it in front of him so that Conarea could not move past second base. But just a little looper off of the bat of Pelican, but it landed just short of the bag at second, and by the time Ekman or Philippi could get to it, it was down for a base hit. And now runners at first and second. And Patrick Rewer steps in and fouls one back behind home plate. So Blaine already up 1-0. Trying to add more here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Capan having to work from the stretch here with runners at first and second. Long look out there at Conarea. And bounces that one in. Hirsch slides over and does a nice job of blocking that ball. Keep the runners right where they're at. First and second base. Back-to-back singles from Conarea and Pelican has given the Blaine Fusion a 1-run lead and 2 runners on with 2 away here for the top of the order. Fly ball shallow in the infield. Actually, it's going to stay right here. The ball gets above this protective covering here at Jack Ruhr Field, and it's really hard to determine how far that ball is going to go, but that one stayed right into the infield, and Philippi went on over, had no trouble putting that one away, so leadoff hitter Patrick Rewer has popped out to first base and second base in his 2 plate appearances. That one ends the inning and will send us to the top half of the third with Blaine leading Sobieski 1-0. Back to Miesville after this timeout on NSPN.TV.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
All right, Sobieski finds themselves down a run here and looking to get something going against the left-hander, Ronnie Donnelly, who's been clean through the first 2 innings, including 4 strikeouts of Sobieski batters. It'll be the bottom third. Matt Philippi, Connor Cray, and Riley Hirsch.
For the Skis are in the top half of the 3rd inning, batting 7th, number 27, and second base Matt Philippi.
To face the left-hander Donnelly. So consecutive strikeouts ended the top half of the first and the top half of the second for Sobieski against Ronnie Donnelly, and now he comes in with an off-speed pitch for a strike to Philippi. Jams him with a pitch there. That one ricocheted like off maybe the mask of our home plate umpire. Catcher Travis Conarea has a word with the umpire, make sure that he's okay, and he says play ball, no balls and 2 strikes. Well up and out of the zone. Donnelly trying to get Philippi to chase there, but that one was way up and out of the zone, so Philippi not biting on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Curveball in there for called strike 3, and once again, Sobieski batter with no argument to the home plate umpire on called strike 3. 5 strikeouts, 3 straight now for Ronnie Donnelly as he works his way through this Sobieski lineup for the first time, and it'll be the right-hander Connor Cray. Swings at the first offering and fouls it back, so Donnelly just continuing to work ahead of these Sobieski players, and Connor Cray, a very young member of this Sobieski team, listed as not graduated from high school, so a high school player here facing a seasoned college pitcher. Let's see what Cray does. Takes a pitch inside. In any case, excellent experience here for Cray to see some of this good pitching. That's only going to make him a better high school hitter. Fouls that one. Backing out of play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Connor Cray. Off-speed pitch, fouled to the glove and held on to by Conarea. Home plate umpire had to go out and take a look, make sure that Conarea caught that one cleanly. Once he saw that ball in Conarea's glove, the right hand came up for 4 consecutive strikeouts. Now for Ronnie Donnelly, 6 already through the first 2 2/3. And the number 9 hitter, Riley Hirsch, the catcher, stepping in. That one's up in the zone to Hirsch. Hirsch, Little Falls High School to Bemidji State. That's kind of been a connection pipeline for a lot of these Sobieski players. So the Skis making a Class B state tournament appearance. They won the Class C championship in 2014, finished 2nd in 2016, 2nd in 2018, and won it in 2021. So now moving up here to face the next level up in the Class B tournament. And they've got their hands full right now with Ronnie Donnelly as he's ahead in the count to Hirsch. But he goes with an off-speed pitch, and Hirsch winds that one back up the middle for a base hit. I'm betting that Conarea and Donnelly would like to have that one back. You're up 1-2 on the number 9 hitter in the order, and you decide to go with an off-speed pitch that's breaking in towards the right-handed batter Hirsch, and he takes full advantage of that mistake pitch from Donnelly and drills it for the first hit of the game for Sobieski, the first base runner of the game for the Skis. They'll turn the batting order over to the top for Matt Baer. Baer hit a little looping line drive out to Marcus Ruhr in his first at-bat. So first time that Donnelly will have to work from the stretch here. Line drive again at Ruhr. That one was hit a little bit harder, but just one step to his right is all it took for Marcus Ruhr to be able to put that one away and end the top half of the 3rd inning. So Sobieski gets a hit, they get a base runner, but Ronnie Donnelly comes back and gets the leadoff hitter Matt Baer to line out to the second baseman Marcus Ruhr, and we will head to the bottom half of inning number 3 with the Blaine Fusion holding a 1-0 lead back to Miesville after this on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
fast, and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
All right, NSPN.TV, your home for every pitch of every game of the Minnesota Amateur State Baseball Tournament, Class A, Class B, and Class C. We've got them all for you. You may have previously known us as PrepSpotlight.tv, but the fact that we're now covering amateur baseball and college athletics, neighborhood sports, definitely a more fitting name for the action that we bring you right here across the network. And it is proud to bring you all of this baseball action over the next 3 weekends, as we are going to claim state champions in Class A, B, and C in Minnesota amateur baseball, one of the great traditions here in the great state of Minnesota, as Chris Olson leads it off for Blaine. Takes a strike after a 1-ball, no strike count, and then chops one foul at the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Olson. Olson walked in the first, but was stranded right there as Marcus Ruhr and Joran Hamry both flew out to end that bottom half of the first inning. Blaine did add a run in the second, but a swing and a miss by Olson. And Capan has his first strikeout of the game. It's a swinging strike of Chris Olson to lead off the bottom half of inning number 3. And Marcus Ruhr will step in. Ruhr flew out to Scott Litchie in right field in his first plate appearance. Strike 1 from Capan. Both of these pitchers doing an excellent job of controlling the at-bat, getting ahead of those hitters. And that one catches the inside corner, so no balls and 2 strikes quickly here to Marcus Ruhr, number 3 hitter in the order for the Blaine Fusion. Fly ball, left center field. The wind's going to push that one away from the center fielder, Opatz. It's down for a base hit. Opatz comes up with it on the first hop. Big wide turn of first base by Marcus Ruhr, but he thinks better of trying to get extra bases here. He'll settle for a single. So just as he did in the last at-bat, Ruhr just kind of drops the barrel of the bat on the ball, but that one was kind of a slicing line drive, and with that wind blowing in from right field, it just pushed that ball further and further away from the center fielder, Zach Opatz. He was unable to come up with it, got it on 1 hop, spun and fired it back into second to keep Ruhr right there at first base with the single. So good defensive play there by Opatz to keep that runner there at first. They'll give a courtesy check over to the runner, Ruhr, as stepping in is Joran Hamry, the designated hitter. Hamry from Leonard, North Dakota, played college at Valley City in North Dakota. The pitch misses up. 2 balls and no strikes now. Kind of interesting to see a player from North Dakota. I'm familiar with a couple from Leonard, North Dakota, who now live on Lake Traverse, and not sure I expected to see another Leonard, North Dakota listed in the program, but Hamry lifts this one high into the air to center field. No problem for Opatz to get underneath this one and put it away. So a big swing from Joran Hamry. Just got underneath it, lifted it into center field. And Ryan Sutterer will step in. Sutterer walked. Moved to second base on a sacrifice bunt by Tom Druck, a beautiful bunt. Then the element of surprise, steals third base and scores the only run of the game so far on a 2-out RBI single from catcher Travis Conarea. And that's where we sit here, 1-0. Blaine, 2 away, runner at first, another check of Ruhr over there, certainly with 2 outs. Ruhr a candidate to potentially try to steal a base here. Doesn't go anywhere on a big swing by Sutterer and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. For the big third baseman for Blaine, Ryan Sutterer displayed some speed in stealing third base, though, after getting moved up. Granted, the fielders were paying no attention to him over there at second base, so I don't think anybody expected him to take off for third, but he really almost got a running start. Stole the base and scored on the 2-out single by Conarea. Now he loops one foul down the left field line, so got out in front of that off-speed offering from Capan. And he'll have to step back in at no balls and 2 strikes. Again, kind of a running count here. Does not go anywhere. And again, hard ground ball over towards the Sobieski dugout. Sent a couple of those maroon-cladded jerseys scattering away, but they've got protective fence there for those players leaning up against the edge of the dugout. We stay right here at no balls and 2 strikes. Sometimes you see a green light, and taking off for second is Ruhr. Got a great jump. No chance to throw him out, as it was a curveball that Sutterer had to duck out of the way of. I was about to say, 2 outs, no balls and 2 strikes. You know, even if you get thrown out at second, you then offer that leadoff batter of the next inning, Sutterer, a fresh count to go with. So really worth the risk of trying to steal the base there. And Marcus Ruhr does swipe second. Now is in scoring position, and Capan misses just inside with that 1-2 offering. So now we go even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sutterer trying to get something to the outfield here. Good speed by the base runner, Ruhr. Sutterer drills one. An absolute no-doubter over the left center field fence for Ryan Sutterer, and he doesn't have to steal any bases this time. He can just trot around and touch them all. An absolute no-doubt shot. Ryan Sutterer got a hanging breaking ball and absolutely did not miss that one. He lifted it up and out of here. So a big 2-out, 2-run home run for Ryan Sutterer has made this a 3-0 game. So 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs for Ryan Sutterer here, and he has helped push the Blaine Fusion out to a 3-0 lead. So behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Sutterer worked his way back in. Capan missed with a curveball, then missed inside, and then tried to get a curveball past Sutterer at 2-2, and he left it hanging over the heart of the plate, and Ryan Sutterer made no mistake on that pitch from Capan and drove it out of here over the left center field fence. I don't know if you picked it up in the crowd, Mike, but kind of a hush just came over the crowd as that one left the bat. And Sutterer took that nice friendly stroll around the bases and up this Blaine lead to 3-0 over Sobieski. Tom Druck now steps in, swings and misses at an 0-1 offering, so 0-2, and now stays alive, fouling it back to the screen. Druck laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt that resulted in the first run of the game for Blaine. And a chopper to third, and it goes foul wide of the bag. Sends the third baseman, Bayer, doing a little bit of a Texas two-step there as that ball caught the lip of the grass. It looked like it was going to go fair right over the bag. The third baseman, Bayer, slid over, and it kicked off of the lip of the grass and caused Bayer to do a little spinorama. But the home plate umpire, staying focused, concentrating on that baseball, immediately came up and called it a foul ball. So no damage done there on that little chopper off the bat of Tom Druck, and he'll have another one, and he takes called strike 3. So a curveball from Capan there does the job. But unfortunately for Capan and Sobieski, he left one hanging up in the zone for Ryan Sutterer, and Sutterer drove it up and out of over the left center field fence, and has now helped the Blaine Fusion build up a 3-run lead at 3-0. They'll turn it back over to Ronnie Donnelly here for the top of the 4th, and we'll have that action for you when we return to Miesville. It's the Class B State Amateur Baseball Tournament on NSPN.TV.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Class B State Tournament, one of the 3 hosts. Dundas and Faribault have the honor of being the other 2 host sites in this tournament. Class B and C, lots of ball games to be played over the next 3 weekends as we work our way to Championship Weekend and Championship Labor Day Monday, where 3 state champions will be crowned. And stepping in for Sobieski is Scott Litchie. Gets ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, then watches a fastball across from Donnelly. 2-1. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Litchie, one of the 6 strikeout victims of Donnelly through the first 3 innings of this one. Now right back into the count is Donnelly at 2-2 as Litchie, a good cut at that one, falls right straight back to the screen. But after getting ahead in the count, 2-0, now finds himself even at 2-2 and rolls over a ground ball. Tough play, shallow right field. Marcus Rewer comes up with it, but absolutely no play as Litchie found a nice soft spot there in between Olson and Rewer. Olson unable to get over and play that one when that happened. Really no opportunity for Rewer to throw out Scott Litchie. So it's the second hit of the game for Sobieski. The first time they've been able to put a leadoff runner on base. And now we're going to get a couple of base runners as that's lifted out into left center field. Cut off there by the center fielder Peliquin. His throw is to third, and that's going to allow Colin Ekman to move up to second. So that looping line drive out into left center field. Peliquin got over and cut it off, did a little spinorama, fired it to third, thinking that he might be able to throw out Scott Litchie, but in doing that, it allowed Colin Ekman to move up to second base. So Sobieski here trying to answer the 2 runs put on the board on the home run by Sutterer. Have runners at second and third with nobody out. I don't know if Ekman would have tried for second base had Pelican come up and thrown that ball back into the infield towards second. But when he tried to throw out Litchie heading for third, Ekman easily moved into second base. So now the double play no longer in order. And Joey Hanowski, the designated hitter, steps in. The runners at second and third. Donnelly works from the stretch. He goes upstairs against Hanowski. Hanowski can't catch up with it. Turns around and looks at that baseball as it ricochets off of the fencing behind home plate. Probably knows he swung at ball 2 there, but foul ball evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield is back. They'll give up the run for the out here, leading by 3 in the top half of the 4th inning. And Donnelly really tries to overthrow one to Hanowski there. Misses away, and that's going to bring Conarea out to have a word with Donnelly here. Just maybe telling him, you don't have to throw it through my glove, just hit the spots. He's been spot on through the first 3 innings with 6 strikeouts, holding Sobieski scoreless, but now, for the first time here, finds himself in a little bit of a jam. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Back-to-back hits open up this top half of the 4th for Sobieski. Curveball. Hanowski tries to stay back on that one, but just can't hold back long enough. Pulls it hard and foul down that right field line. So that ball just hung up. Another hanging breaking ball, but fortunately for Donnelly, that one was a little bit more inside on Hanowski versus the breaking ball from Capan to Sutterer that he left over the heart of the plate. Sutterer drove it out of here for a 2-run home run. Now up and away to Hanowski. Run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sobieski be more than happy to get another base runner here, but for Blaine, that would load the bases and set up a force anywhere in the infield, but it's awful early here to be putting runners on base, even if it is the number 4 hitter in the order, and Hanowski takes away for ball 4. So it looked like they were trying to be a little bit careful with Hanowski there, and they'll set up a bases loaded situation here, and we're going to get a little mound visit coming. It looked like they were going to play the corner infielders in. Sutterer comes in to join the conversation. Looked like he and the first baseman Olson were going to play maybe just on the edge of the grass, while the shortstop Bankston and the second baseman Marcus Rewer remain back at double play depth. Again, they would give up the run for a double play here in this situation. It's Jake Capan. He was a strikeout victim of Donnelly in the 2nd inning, but a totally different spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Sobieski down by 3, but certainly looking to do something about that here. And a pop-up in the infield. Infield fly rule is in effect if the ball stays fair. It certainly does. The first baseman, Chris Olson, will put that one away. So first pitch swinging with the bases loaded. Jake Capan pops it up. Olson did not have to move but hardly a step to get underneath that one. Both umpires signaling the infield fly rule is in effect. But smart move by Olson to catch it, put it away, because that ball would have a lot of spin on it. Those runners can't advance if that ball were to hit the ground. So always the right idea to put that ball away on an infield fly rule. Don't take the chances. And Olson did just that. So it'll bring up Dan Mayrod. Mayrod also struck out in the second, but again, trying to do something here with the bases loaded against Ronnie Donnelly. Donnelly misses off the outside corner with the first pitch, comes back and now misses low. So Mayrod ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Nowhere to put Mayrod as the bases are full of skis. So Donnelly will really have to bear down here at 2-0. If Mayrod likes it, he can certainly zone up on a pitch here. And he goes with a breaking ball and misses it off the outside corner. So now 3 balls and no strikes. Interesting strategy here possibly for Sobieski. Do you give your number 6 hitter the green light here at 3-0, or after having seen Donnelly miss pretty badly with 3 straight pitches, do you take one? And Donnelly comes right down Broadway with strike 1, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Now I'm sure you're going to see a much more aggressive Dan Mayrod here in this spot. Opportunity for Sobieski to get right back into this ball game. They trail at 3-0, but bases loaded, 1 out, 3 ball, 1 strike count on their number 6 hitter. So really a chance for Sobieski. Also, you want to make sure that Donnelly comes in with a strike. You don't want to help him out in this situation. He's already got 6 strikeouts in the game, but Donnelly does bear down and fire a strike. And Mayrod, good aggressive swing, but swung through it. Now we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Every young baseball player's dream. Bases loaded, 3-2 count. Everybody on the edge of their seats on this 3-2 offering from Donnelly. And he gets it past Mayrod for a swinging strikeout. 7th strikeout of the game for Donnelly, but by far the biggest of the 7, as the bases remain loaded now with 2 outs. And the left-handed batting Matt Philippi stepping into the batter's box. Boy, what a momentum shift this could be either way in this ball game. If Blaine can get out of this one unscathed, momentum definitely swings their way. But if Philippi can come up with a big 2-out base knock here, that would swing the momentum back to Sobieski. So Matt Philippi swings and fouls it back to the screen. He has a good cut at that first fastball offering from Ronnie Donnelly. So Donnelly gets ahead of the count here. He fell behind Dan Mayrod. 3 balls and no strikes, but came back and struck him out. Now trying to get Philippi. Travis Conarea really tried to frame that one for our home plate umpire, but he deemed that either missed low or just outside. But a very good pitch from Ronnie Donnelly there against the left-handed batting Philippi. All Philippi could do is take that one and hope he got the benefit of the call, which he did. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike, and now Philippi will request a late timeout, and it is granted by the home plate umpire. So we'll step back into the box, do it again here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases remain loaded. Curveball hangs up. Spinning away from that one is Philippi. Little bit of reaction from our fan base here, but that one definitely hung up in the zone and didn't break down into that strike zone. So now 2 balls and 1 strike, as Donnelly elected to go with the breaking ball there against Philippi, the left-handed batting number 7 hitter in the order. Comes a fastball down in the zone. It's chopped foul up the first baseline. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Donnelly gets a new baseball. He'll rub it down. Big spot here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away. Sobieski finds themselves down by 3. Easily their best scoring opportunity of the game here. Bases loaded, nobody out, but Some big pitches so far by Donnelly. Up and away, so here we go. Start the merry-go-round here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. All 3 runners will be off with the pitch here. At 3-2, Donnelly was able to come up with a big pitch and strike out Dan Mayrod. Let's see what he has in store here with the left-handed batting Matt Philippi in the batter's box. Donnelly, fastball, foul back to the screen. So the fastball got in on the hands of Philippi, but Philippi quick enough to just get enough of that bat on ball to stay alive in the at-bat. Force Ronnie Donnelly to throw another strike here. This is what baseball is all about. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitcher versus batter. Donnelly from the stretch. Swing and a foul back off the mask of our home plate umpire. Again, the catcher Conarea will turn around and make sure that the home plate umpire is okay after taking one off of the mask. Umpire quickly rose up and fired a new ball back to Donnelly. So we'll do it again here at 3-2. Base runners will be off. Let's see, Donnelly went upstairs with that pitch. Let's see if he either tries to go down or he keeps climbing the ladder here. Ground ball, fielded by Olson at first. Race to the base, Olson wins it. And Blaine is able to get out of a bases loaded, no out situation. 3 ball counts to the number 6 hitter Dan Mayrod and the number 7 hitter Matt Philippi. And their pitcher Ronnie Donnelly comes up with some big pitches, gets out of the inning with no runs on the board, and keeps us at a 3-0 game in favor of the Blaine Fusion. We'll take a break here. Exciting top half of the 4th inning. Let's see what the bottom half has to bring when we come back to Miesville after this timeout on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field scaling back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
Moves to shortstop.
Okay, so we got a defensive change here. New pitcher coming into the game for Sobieski. Be the shortstop. Colin Ekman, who's going to come in to pitch, and that's going to move Caphand to shortstop. So Colin Ekman will take over for Caphand, who will go 3 innings. Strike called to the leadoff hitter in the bottom half of the 4th. Braden Bankston, the shortstop. Takes a strike and then lifts one high out into right field. Litchie camps underneath that one and puts it away. So in 2 pitches, Colin Ekman has out number 1 on the bottom half of the 4th inning. And Travis Conarea will step in. Conarea had a big 2-out RBI single to open up the scoring for Blaine. They've added a couple more on a booming home run off the bat of their third baseman, Ryan Sutterer. As the strike is in to Conarea, evens the count at 1-1 strike. Curveball is in the dirt, trying to backhand that one is catcher Hirsch, but it ricochets off his glove and harmlessly goes to the backstop. Nobody on base, so 2-1 strike will be the count to the left-handed batting catcher, Travis Conarea. Curveball rides in on Conarea, and he hits a little two-hopper out to second baseman Philippi. Philippi is up with it and tosses it on over to Cray at first. So 2 quick outs here for Colin Ekman. Trying to get Sobieski back in there. They loaded the bases with nobody out against Ronnie Donnelly, but were unable to plate any runs. So I know Ekman wants to keep that momentum going here offensively, at least as far as base runners are concerned. Get that team back into the dugout. Curveball catches the outside corner to Cade Peliquin. No balls and 2 strikes. Ekman just gets that ball, steps on the rubber, and strides towards home and fires it in there. Missed that one high. Now he goes to a little bit more of a conventional windup. Bounces that one in. 2 strikes. 2 away here. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Blaine Fusion with a 3-0 lead. And a swing and a miss, so 1-2-3 inning. Takes care of Blaine in the 4th. We're going to head to the top half of the 5th. Blaine leads it 3-0. Back to Miesville after this.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.tv. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college season.
The Skis are in the top half of the 5th inning now, batting the first baseman, Colin Cray.
All right, Colin Cray steps in here, lead off top half of the 5th inning. Sobieski hoping to get something going again here against Ronnie Donnelly. They kind of cracked the code in the top half of the 4th inning as they loaded the bases with nobody out, but Donnelly bore down and really came back to get Capan on a fly out, a pop-up. Mayrod on a strikeout, and Philippi to ground out to the end of the inning, and now Cray pops one up in the infield. Olson is underneath that one and puts it away.
Now batting to catcher Riley Hirsch.
So one away here in the top half of the 5th inning. And Riley Hirsch strides to the plate. Hirsch, the catcher. He was the first Sobieski player to solve the mystery that was Ronnie Donnelly through the first 8 batters. He took a breaking ball and just looped it out into right center field for a base hit. That was with 2 outs in the 3rd, and then consecutive hits to start the 4th did give base runners. Now ground ball. Nice little 3rd hop up to the shortstop Bankston. He makes a nice adjustment on the ball and throws it on over to Olson to get Hirsch for out number 2. That ball looked like it may have been heading towards center field, but Braden Bankston slid over and that ball kind of caught the lip. It came up, almost a little candy hop, but not so candy when you're not expecting it. But a great adjustment by Bankston to come up with it and fire a strike over to Olson to get Hirsch for the 2nd out of the inning. So as he's done through the first 3 innings, Ronnie Donnelly gets the first 2 batters here in the top half of inning number 5. And a curveball, they check, no swing. So 2 balls and no strikes to Matt Baer, the leadoff hitter for Sobieski. Donnelly went with a breaking ball. I think Baer was expecting something hard, but was able to hold up. Now another 2-hopper over to Bankston. And on consecutive groundouts, 6-3 in the book. It's a very quick top half of inning number 5. So we're halfway through here of our 2nd opening round game of the Class B state tournament from Miesville, and it is the Blaine Fusion who are holding a 3-0 lead. They will have the top of the order, Patrick Rewer, Chris Olson, and Marcus Rewer, coming up in the bottom half of inning number 5. They'll face Colin Ekman. Ekman came in relief of Colin Capan and set down the Fusion 1-2-3 in the bottom half of inning number 4, and he'll see if he can put another 0 on the board and give Sobieski another shot at Ronnie Donnelly. But for now, on the strength of 2 runs scored and a 2-run home run off the bat of Ryan Sutterer, the Blaine Fusion lead this one 3-0. Blaine trying to join their school cohorts in Anoka as part of that Anoka-Blaine-Coon Rapids district here in town ball. In the quarterfinals, Anoka has advanced, a 5-3 winner over Cold Spring in our first game this morning here from Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. 2 more to follow here. 4:30 game here will feature the Rochester Royals and the Hamel Hawks. And the 7 o'clock game will have the 4-time defending state champion Chanhassen Redbirds taking on the Coon Rapids Redbirds, another one of those ABC schools represented here in the Class B tournament. But for now, it's Sobieski trying to hold down Blaine here. Try to keep this deficit at just 3 runs, and a breaking ball is in for a strike from Ekman to Rewer, and a fastball on the outside corner. So Ekman firing strikes here. Little Falls High School and Bemidji State Beaver product. Goes sidearm with a little slide piece. And Rewer was able to just get enough of it to foul it back and stay alive at no balls and 2 strikes. Ekman with a variety of motions. Sometimes he'll just come right straight forward. Other times a little delay in his wind up. That time he went with the delayed step but missed down low at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Patrick Ruhr has popped out twice. Ekman kind of missed his landing spot there and missed way up and out of the zone. So even the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that one bounces in. So after getting ahead in the count, at no balls and 2 strikes, Colin Ekman misses with 3 straight. And called strike 3 as Patrick Ruhr was taking a couple of strides towards first base, but our home plate umpire says, not today. You're going to need to stride back to the dugout, not to first base, as he rings up Patrick Ruhr. First strikeout of the game for Colin Ekman. 3rd strikeout by Sobieski pitching. Capan had a couple of strikeouts in his 3 innings of work. And now a pitch in the dirt to Olson. Curveball from Ekman. Fastball misses up and away. Olson walked in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. Left-handed batter. St. Scholastica Saints turns on that one and hooked it foul. First baseman Colin Cray never budged an inch as that ball was by him pretty quickly. 2 balls and 1 strike now. First baseman for the Fusion, and that one misses off the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. Good hitters count here for Olson as Ekman wastes no time and gets a fly ball out into left center field. Drifting over is Opats. No problem putting that one away. And on a 3-1 offering, Ekman is able to induce a fly ball off the bat of Chris Olson. And there's 2 away, so 6 in a row now set down by Sobieski pitching, 5 of them by Colin Ekman. And it's Marcus Ruhr. Takes the ball in the dirt. So Ekman likes to start these batters out with the off-speed pitches. Hasn't been able to get it across for strike 1 very often, and now misses away. So he goes in with a curveball on the first one, then tries to go away on the second. Both miss, so 2 balls and no strikes. Catches the outside corner with that one. So 2-1 now to Marcus Ruhr. Ruhr singled, stole second, scored on the home run, and again just drops the barrel of the bat on that one and lines it out into left center field for a 2-out hit. So it's a 2-out base runner for Blaine. And Ruhr with 2 outs and an 0-2 count on Ryan Sutterer. Stole second base, but then Sutterer worked the count even at 2-2 and then got a hanging breaking ball from Capan and drove it out of here for a 2-run home run. So we'll keep an eye on Marcus Ruhr here as Hamry swings and fouls it. Backing out of play to the right. Ruhr was not running on that first offering, so again, maybe give that batter an opportunity here early in the count. But then if he were to fall behind, as Sutterer did, maybe that would get the running wheels in motion for Ruhr, but it's a no-ball, 1-strike count. Delayed steal here coming. The throw to second is high. Ruhr gets underneath it. The second baseman, Philippi, was unable to handle that throw from Hirsch. So not going with the pitch, but Ruhr just kind of read Hirsch and took off for second base. It was a race between him and the second baseman, Philippi. And Marcus Ruhr won that race. The throw down from Hirsch was high. That pitch spins outside. So now 2 balls and 1 strike. Marcus Ruhr out there potentially in scoring position on anything to the outfield. Philippi will try to keep him close. Curveball misses in, but now first base is open. However, at a 3-1 count, Colin Ekman took a look over and saw Ryan Sutterer standing in the on-deck circle, so I don't think they have any intention of giving a free pass to Hamry. Right at it comes Ekman with a fastball down the middle. Hamry looked like he was taking almost all the way there at 3-1. Took it for a strike, so 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second. Now they've got him picked off as Ekman went to the outside move. Not real sure why Marcus Rewer might have been inching his way towards third there, but on the delayed inside move, they were able to catch Rewer going the wrong direction. It's going to take some memory to come up with this one, but I'm going to go 1, 4, 5, 6, 4 on the putout. Actually, one additional throw. I think that was back to the third baseman, so don't quote me on this, but I'm going to go 1, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5 on the putout. How about that? We're going to go with it. Nonetheless, the most important thing, it's the third out of the inning, and they get Sobieski off the field with no runs on the board for Blaine. And we are complete through 5 innings of play. We're going to head to the top of the 6th. Ronnie Donnelly strolling back out to the mound for the Blaine Fusion. Save for 1 inning. Donnelly has really had the better of these Sobieski batters. But a bases loaded, no out situation in the 4th. Really the one opportunity for Sobieski to try to get into this ball game. But Ronnie Donnelly was up to the task. He got Jake Capan to pop out to first. He struck out Dan Mayrod after falling behind 3 balls and no strikes. And then after fouling off 2 3-ball, 2-strike pitches, got Matt Philippi to ground out to first. 3 unassisted to end the inning and kept Sobieski off the board. He will face 2, 3, and 4, Litchi, Ekman, and Hanowski here in the top half of inning number 6. 5 hits on the board for Blaine, 3 for Sobieski. Comes with a breaking ball after missing with a breaking ball to Litchi. Both of those pitches stayed up high in the zone. No, not sure where that one missed. I think Donnelly's not real sure either, as he just kind of casually took that toss back from Conarea and shook his head a little bit about where that 2-0 offering missed. Now that one right on the outside corner. So again, behind 3 balls and no strikes, Ronnie Donnelly will have to battle his way back against a left-handed batter here, and Scott Litchi. Litchi lifts one out into right field. Druck has a beat on this one and puts it away. So once again, even after falling behind in the count, Ronnie Donnelly is able to bear down, come back with a couple of strikes, and get Scott Litchi to fly out to lead off this top half of inning number 6. And Colin Ekman will step into the plate. It was Litchi and Ekman in the 4th. Started off the inning with back-to-back singles. That was part of the inning where the bases ended up loaded with nobody out, but unfortunately for the Skis, they left that inning with a 0 on the board as Ekman looks to lay down a bunt here and bunts it back to the screen. No ball and 1-strike count. Curveball, called strike there. Ekman doesn't like that call. Steps out of the batter's box. Collects himself and now taps home plate and is ready for this no ball, 2-strike offering. Ekman did strike out in the first. That pitch misses up in the zone. Good 0-2 pitch from Ronnie Donnelly there. Absolutely nothing Colin Ekman could have done with that one if he would have chased. But good discipline to let that one go. Now he goes down in the zone. And Ekman feigns like he swung at that pitch and takes off for first base like he was going to have a strikeout on it. And has a little conversation with catcher Conarea. As for some reason, our home plate umpire decided to run that baseball out to Donnelly rather than toss it back to him. Everybody's back in their appointed positions now, and we're set for a 2-ball, 2-strike offering. To Ekman, curveball. He waits back on it, lines it out into left center field. But Patrick Ruhr is going to get over there, reach up, and make the catch. So Ekman stayed back nicely on that 2-2 breaking ball. Lifted it out into the air in left center, but again, that wind is going to push that ball towards left field, and that gave enough time for Patrick Ruhr to run it down in the gap and put it away for out number 2. So consecutive flyouts, 1 to right, 1 to left, and there's 2 away here in the top half of inning number 6. Other than that 4th inning, Donnelly has got the first 2 batters in each of the other 5 innings. That Sobieski has come up to the plate and now falling behind Joey Hanowski. 2 balls and no strikes as a breaking ball hangs up there. Then Hanowski has to spin out of the way of it. Now he gets fisted here and pops it up over towards the first baseman, Olson. He moves over just 1 step and puts that one away. So 3 balls in the air and 3 balls into the glove of a Blaine Fusion fielder. Takes care of Sobieski here in the top half of inning number 6. We'll be back for the bottom half of the inning here on your home, the Minnesota Amateur State Baseball Tournament, NSPN.com.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
My son Jordan was in sports anyway. Unless he could do this for a while. Jordan knows. Yeah, it was my son. Yeah, we came down there a couple of times. Yeah. Yeah. So ground ball to short here off the bat of the leadoff hitter here, Joran Hamry. It's to the right of the shortstop Capan. He bobbles it a little bit. Has a long throw across the diamond and not able to get a hustling Joran Hamry over at first base. And I think Hamry's going to get pulled for a pinch runner here. So for Blaine, Alan Bachridges is going to run for Hamry. So it's a leadoff base runner for Blaine here, and it'll bring up So far, the hitting star of the game for the Fusion, Ryan Sutterer. Swings and miss at a breaking ball from Ekman. So Sutterer will take a little stroll around the front of the batter's box here. Bachridges runs for Hamry, who got an infield single. They're credited him for a single on that ground ball to the right of Capan. He beat it out. Now Ekman misses away with a breaking ball. No balls, or 1 ball and 1 strike. You don't want to hang a breaking ball to Sutterer. We saw what happened when Capan did that. Another breaking ball there, and Sutterer way out in front of that one. So I'm very happy at a couple of offerings there. Pitches from Colin Ekman. Got Sutterer well out in front of those breaking balls, so it's been nothing but a dose of off-speed pitches and stepping off and looking. Bachridge is back. Is Ekman. Bottom half, inning number 6. Blaine leads it 3-0. Ooh, might have got away with one there, did Ekman. Kind of left a breaking ball again over the heart of the plate. Sutterer just got out in front of it and lifted it foul back and out of play, but I'm sure that's a pitch that Ryan Sutterer would love to have back in this sequence, but just missed it. So at 1-2, see nothing but breaking balls. They go breaking ball again. They ask the base umpire, and he says no, Sutterer did not go. So a sharp breaking ball from Ekman there. Certainly looked like he was going to go fastball to try to sneak one by Sutterer. He was thinking the same thing, almost pulled the trigger, but was just able to hold back and even the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and another hanging breaking ball, and goodbye baseball as Colin Ekman went to the well one too many times there and hung another breaking ball to Ryan Sutterer, and Sutterer absolutely pulled that one down the left field line, kept it fair, easily up and over that tall left field wall out here at Jack Ruhr Field. The second 2-run home run of the game on 2-2 hanging breaking balls, and Ryan Sutterer has just single-handedly taken this game into his own hands, and Blaine now leads it 5-0. So Ekman just kept going to that breaking ball against Ryan Sutterer, and finally made the mistake of leaving one up in the zone, and Sutterer put another good swing on it and rode it out of here. Second 2-run home run of the game, and it's 5-0 for the Fusion. As Tom Druck steps in, takes a breaking ball for a strike, and then fastball on the outside corner, a curveball again hung, but Druck got underneath that one. And the left fielder, Nayrod, is going to be able to get under that one and put it away. But at 0 balls and 2 strikes, Colin Ekman left another breaking ball up in the zone there to Tom Druck. Druck just missed that one, just got out on the front foot enough where he couldn't keep enough balance to drive that ball. Stayed up in the air long enough for Nayrod to get underneath it and put it away for the first out of the inning. But at 0 balls and 2 strikes, Ekman probably didn't want to lead that ball nearly as much over the heart of the plate as he did to Druck, but got away with it as the left fielder, Nayrod, was able to get under and make the catch. And now Braden Bankston, the shortstop, slices one foul down the left field line and takes a breaking ball off the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missing low now does Ekman, so 2-1. Bankston grounded out to short, flown out to right field in his first 2 at-bats. 7 hits in the game for the Blaine Fusion, but no 2 bigger than the 2 big flies off the bat of Ryan Sutterer. And on the back of those 2 swings, Blaine has built a 5-0 lead. 3 of those runs scored by Sutterer, 2 of his own doing. The other after he stole third base and scored off of the 2-out single by the catcher Travis Conarea, as Bankston lifts another one foul down the left field line. Count remains here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away here. Outside corner called. Strike 3. Bankston doesn't like it, but as I said, we've got a good vantage point from up here, and that pitch absolutely looked like it clipped the outside corner. Bankston didn't like it, but Ekman gets the call and gets his third strikeout. 5th of the game for Sobieski pitching. And a strike to Conarea. So after giving up the 2-run home run to Sutterer, Ekman has gotten the next 2 batters in order and is ahead in the count. And now no balls and 2 strikes to Travis Conarea. Conarea had a big 2-out RBI single, ground ball to right field to open up the scoring for Blaine. And called strike 3, so back-to-back called strikeouts for Ekman. Ends the bottom half of the 6th inning, but not before the damage is done. Another mammoth blast off the bat of the third baseman, Ryan Sutterer, excuse me. And the Blaine Fusion add to their lead. It's 5-0. We go to the 7th. Back for NSPN.TV.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
So announcement here coming that we've got a new third baseman for Blaine. Scott Juzela will come into third base for Ryan Sutterer. I don't know if that means Sutterer's day is done or if he would come back around to bat, which he probably should get, as they've got 3 more opportunities, so that spot will definitely come up at some point, and we'll see if they re-enter Sutterer to bat. But for now, Jusela will play third base, and Jake Capan will step in to face Ronnie Donnelly, who's gone all the way here for Blaine. We play in the top half of the 7th inning. It's a 5-run lead. Donnelly misses inside with the first offering, then a curveball spins outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball swung on and fouled back to the screen. So after consistently getting ahead of the batters early in this one, Donnelly has, on occasion, fallen behind some of these Sobieski batters here through the middle parts of the inning, but has always been able to battle his way back into the at-bat and has come up with some huge pitches to keep this score right where it's at. And at least from a Sobieski standpoint at 0, and he's gotten some help from his starting third baseman. Ryan Sutterer, two-run home runs. Has helped build this lead up to 5 as a foul back and out of play, staying alive. Little fister out towards shallow right field, but getting back is Olson and is able to put that one away. So for the second consecutive time, Jake Kappen pops out to the first baseman, Chris Olson. That's 4 times now that Donnelly has gotten a Sobieski ski to pop out to Chris Olson over at first base. And Mayrod will step in. Mayrod turns on one and blasts it up and over the left field fence for a home run. So Mayrod took that first pitch from Donnelly, turned on it, and no doubter out into the corn. It's almost like a Field of Dreams type of a field here at Jack Ruhr Field. The entire outfield is surrounded by corn, and that one went out to visit the corn. A no doubter off the bat of Dan Mayrod. And Sobieski is on the board at 5-1. Matt Philippi lifts one foul. Oh, what Sobieski would not have given to have seen Dan Mayrod hit that ball in the top half of the 4th inning when he stood up with the bases loaded and 1 out. But Donnelly won that battle, got the strikeout, got out of that inning unscathed, and now gives up just the solo home run to Mayrod. His team still holding a 4-run lead at 5-1 as he spins a curveball that Philippi has to turn away from and tries to go away with a fastball, and that misses on the outside corner. So 2 balls and 1 strike now to Philippi. That one misses, must have been low, right over the heart of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Philippi. So let's see what this does to the psyche of Ronnie Donnelly, giving up that home run. He comes back with a good pitch, little chopper. He's going to have to backhand it to Olson. Olson snares it out of the air, and they get Philippi 1-3 on the putout. So a tough play there. It was a chopper up the first base line. Donnelly had to hustle over there to get it while the runner Philippi was hustling down the line. The ball, the pitcher, the first baseman, all kind of converging in the same area. So really had to concentrate and bear down. Did Donnelly. Nice little backhanded toss to Olson, who was able to snatch it out of the air, beat Philippi by about a step, and get the second out here of the top half of inning number 7. 5-1 is the lead for Blaine. Hard ground ball to Bankston and right through the wickets. So those 2 zeros in the air column are probably going to change to a 1 as Bankston slid over, got in position, but just did not get down enough to scoop up that ball. He was probably thinking about the throw that he was going to have to make to get Connor Cray. But you got to field that ball first before you have to worry about any type of a throw. And that ball just went right through the wickets of Bankston and into left field. So the first error of the game goes against the shortstop of the Blaine Fusion, Braden Bankston. And it's a 2-out base runner for Sobieski. Riley Hirsch takes a pitch down in the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Shoots one out towards right field. That's slicing towards the line. That's down for a base hit. Picked up on one hop by Druck. He'll get it back in, but it's a 2-out single. On the play, easily getting over to third is Connor Cray. So now with the top of the order coming up with Matt Bayer, Sobieski with an opportunity here to cut into this deficit even further. And that's going to bring a quick walk out of the mound from the manager for the Blaine Fusion, and he is going to make a pitching change here. So 6 2/3 strong innings for Ronnie Donnelly. He will turn it over to Benjamin Borman. So Ben Borman pitches for Mankato, will take over for Donnelly. And while he takes his warm-up pitches, that'll give us an opportunity to take a break here on the Neighborhood Sports Network, and we'll be back for the remainder of this top half of the 7th inning after this.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.tv. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college seasons. NSPN.tv will provide subscribers with an abundant supply of local sports content, featuring live events called by local play-by-play professionals, comprehensive highlights, feature stories, weekly shows, documentaries, and video podcasts. Welcome to the neighborhood. NSPN.tv.
All right, Ben Borman has completed his warm-up pitches. An excellent outing, 6 2/3 innings for Ronnie Donnelly. Gives up 1 run on 6 hits. He is responsible for the 2 runners on the base, but even if they were to come in to score, they are unearned runs as the error against the shortstop, Braden Borman, opened up this 2-out rally for Sobieski, and it's the top of the order in Matt Bayer. First pitch swinging, Bayer lifts it out into center field. Peliquin is there, so 1 pitch and 1 out for Borman, and that'll do it for Sobieski in the top half of the 7th inning. They get a run on a booming home run off the bat of Dan Mayrod, but they strand a couple of more base runners here. They stranded 3 in the 4th. Now they strand 2 more here in the 7th. And if they want to get back into this ball game, they're going to need to come up with some big hits with runners on base. Looks like our home plate umpire is making a call for a change, and it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher coming out onto the mound for Sobieski. We'll try to catch this number for you as he picks up the baseball. It's number 11. So Scott Litchie, the Albany Husky and Bemidji State Beaver, is going to come in to pitch. So Litchie was playing right field. I see number 17, Dusty Parker, is out in right field. So with Litchie coming in to pitch, Parker will go out into right field. We'll see if there's any other changes in the lineup.
For the Skis now, pitching number 11, Scott Litchie. Colin Ekman moves to first base.
Ekman moves to first base.
Now playing at right field, number 17, Dusty Parker.
And Dusty Parker will be out in right field, so it's the spot in the order occupied by Cray that Dusty Parker will be in. So Parker is out in right field, but replaces the first baseman, Connor Cray. And Litchie, the right fielder, moves in and will pitch here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And it's Peliquin who is up. He lays down a bunt. Having to really reach back and fire at the first base is Litchie, and he gets a hustling Cade Peliquin running down that line as he tried to lay down a bunt there to bunt his way on here, get a base runner for the Fusion in the bottom half of the 7th inning, but a good defensive play by Litchie, pouncing off of the mound, getting that bunt and firing a pill over to Ekman at first. Line drive hard off the glove of the third baseman Bear off the bat of Patrick Ruhr. And Ruhr's going to try for second, and he is going to get gunned down. So it'll be a single in the books, but unfortunately for Patrick Ruhr, Mayrod hustled over, fired a strike into the second baseman Philippi covering, and they tagged out Patrick Ruhr trying to go to second base on that hard hit ball that ricocheted off the glove of Mayrod, but hustling all the way. The left fielder, Dan Mayrod, came up with it and fired it to Philippi, who put the tag on Patrick Ruhr, and that was the second out of the inning. And now a little slicing line drive out into left field off the bat of Chris Olson. It one hops off the wall out there, and it is a 2-out double for Chris Olson. Now I'm sure Patrick Ruhr is asking himself, why didn't I just pull up at first base? As on one pitch right behind him, Chris Olson slices one out into the left center field gap. One hops the wall, and he has himself a 2-out double. So still an opportunity here for Blaine against Litchie. It's Marcus Ruhr, who after flying out to right field in his first at-bat, has 2 base hits out into left center field in his last 2. Takes the first pitch off the corner for a ball. That one also misses outside. So 2 balls and no strikes. Good lead out there at second for Olson. And that one is in the dirt. Scoreboard has it at 2-0. I think unofficially I have it at 3-0. No, but the unofficial would be wrong. The official would be correct at 2 balls and no strikes to Marcus Ruhr, and fastball right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. So 2-1 now. Marcus Ruhr trying to pick up Chris Olson, and he chops one off of his front foot in the batter's box. Seems like the Blaine Fusion players either wear their pants all the way down to their shoes, or they show off all of their purple and white striped stirrups. No in between. Marcus Ruhr, one of the ones that wears the pants up near the knee and show off those stirrup socks. 2 ball. Now they do go 3-2. So, hey, I was right after all. It is a 3-ball, 2-strike count. I thought they had missed one on the board, but then the umpire even got fooled by the scoreboard. Ground ball to second. It's scooped up nicely there by Philippi. And stretching out to scoop that one up is the first baseman, Ekman. So on the 3-2 pitch, they get Marcus Reward a ground out to end the inning. So we are through 7 complete. And Blaine has a 4-run lead here at 5-1. Benjamin Borman back out. He's waiting for his catcher, Travis Conarea, to take his position for his warm-up pitches. So Blaine in this state tournament, after missing the last 2 years, 20 and 21, they're back here. Blaine Fusion finished 3rd in this Class B tournament in 2019, and they had 6 straight appearances between 2014 and 2019. Skipped a couple of years and now find themselves back here in this round of 16 of the Class B state tournament. Not supposed to count outs, but they are 6 outs away from moving on to the quarterfinals. They would await the winner of the Egan Bandits and the Dundas Dukes, who will play tomorrow at 4:30 over in Dundas, one of our 3 state tournament hosts for this Class B and Class C state tournament. A lot of work needs to be put in by a lot of volunteers to make this state tournament happen. A lot of people out here last night working very hard to get this field ready so we could play 4 ball games here today, and then 3 ball games plus 3 innings to complete the Friday night game that was suspended when the skies opened up and the rain started to fall here in Miesville. So far, so good as far as the weather is concerned through the first couple of ball games here in this tournament. From Miesville, as Borman will face Scott Litchie, Colin Ekman, and Joey Hanowski in the top half of inning number 8. And that one hits Scott Litchie. He just kind of stood there for a second and then realized, that kind of hurt, but I get to take a base.
Now batting the first baseman, Colin Ekman.
So the first batter that we've seen hit so far in either of the first 2 games through this one. Pitch was down low, and it came in on Litchie, and he just watched it ricochet off of his front foot in that left-handed batter's box. Sobieski needs base runners, so certainly a lot of worse things could happen there. Breaking ball. Again, kind of a hanger there from Borman, and Ekman fouled it back to the screen and kind of takes a little stroll, unhappy with himself, knows that he may have missed a very good pitch to hit there. But just strike 1, so he will have more pitches here. Curveball misses up in the zone there. A little sharper with that breaking ball and more in on the hands of Ekman, so a little better spot for that one, but missed the strike zone, so evens the count at a ball and a strike. Another breaking ball for Mormon. That one is called a strike. Catches the outside corner. That was more of a 12-6 type of a breaking ball rather than the sweeping type of a breaking ball, as Borman kind of came over the top of that one. Got it in there for strike 2, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch just misses off the inside corner. Ekman Had to jump back out of the way of that one, but it certainly did not miss the strike zone by much. Even the count at 2-2, Scott Litchie not much of a lead over there at first base. He understands he has a base runner is far more important than just one base, and Ekman swings through a fastball from Borman. Feigns like he wants to just throw his bat in disgust back towards the dugout, but calms himself down enough to where he just strides back over to his dugout. He'll have a little conversation with the on-deck batter, Jake Capan. As striding into the batter's box is Joey Hanowski, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Hanowski, a little glance back at our home plate umpire. I think he thought that one might have been off of the plate. Thinking Borman doesn't need a whole lot more help here. Borman now finally gets the sign, and yeah, Hanowski's going to say that's enough. Ask for time, and it is requested. So now we'll get things reset here, and Borman will retow the rubber. Comes set much more quickly here. Line drive slinking out into left field, and a diving catch is made out in left field. Patrick Ruhr charging on that sinking line drive off the bat of Hanowski. Laid out head first and was able to come up with it. Jumps to his feet, tries to fire back and catch Scott Litchie off of first base, but Litchie is able to apply the brakes and scamper back to first, but a diamond star play out in left field by Patrick Ruhr is out number 2 here of the top half of inning number 8. It was a sinking line drive. Ruhr got a great jump on it and made a diving catch to retire Hanowski, and 2 away here in the top half of the 8th, and Jake Capan will step in, takes a curveball low, fastball high. Well, Borman really trying to change the eye angle of Jake Capan here, but Capan very disciplined, doesn't chase either of those pitches. So ahead in the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. Sobieski desperately looking for base runners here. Down 4, just had one stolen away from them on a great play by Patrick Ruhr out in left field, and a called strike to Capan. Our umpire is again trying to get the home plate or the scorekeeper to change it to 1 ball and 2 strikes, but they continue to have 2 balls and 1 strike on the board. That first pitch, which I thought the umpire called low, he must have called a strike. So now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've got it squared away. Rather than put a ball on the board, the scoreboard operator just added another strike to get us to the correct count at 2-2. Capan 0 for 3, popped out to Chris Olson at first base in his last 2 at-bats here. Curveball, chopped foul, played over there by third base coach of Sobieski, and he'll put it right back into play. So keep things moving here at the ball yard. Capan will step out and recollect himself. Waited back on that breaking ball as long as he could, but just got out in front of it and chopped it foul. We'll do it again here at 2-2, and that one goes to the backstop. That's going to allow Litchie to move up to second. So a hit batter and a wild pitch. I've not seen either of those through this ball game. But Scott Litchie is the beneficiary of both of those firsts, as he was able to take first base on the hit bat and then move up to second on the wild pitch. So at the full count now at 3-2 to the number 5 hitter in the order, Jake Capan. Catcher Travis Conoreo will go out and have a quick word with Borman. And Capan will step back in here at 3-2. 2 away, top half of the 8th inning. Last year's Class C champions, the Sobieski Skis, moving up here to Class B, and they may be on the ropes as a fly ball to left field. A much easier play for Patrick Ruhr on this one. He is able to just saunter over and reach up and put it away. So another big 3-ball, 2-strike count pitch by a Blaine Fusion pitcher. Between Donnelly and Borman, they've made some big pitches here with 3-ball counts. And got some big outs. This time it's a fly out to left to end the top half of inning number 8. And we'll head to the bottom half of the 8th, with Blaine leading at 5-1. And back here to Sobieski after this timeout on NSPN.net.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Such news! It's everything I ever wanted.
Fusion here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Now batting the first inning. Here's Doran Humry.
Yeah, great deal. Simple enough. All right, so here we go. Bottom half, inning number 8. Jordan Hamry spins away from the first offering and then a called strike. So Hamry steps in, 1 for 3. Takes a ball there. Just taking a peek over at the on-deck circle. It is Scott Jusela who is in the on-deck circle. Now 3-1 to Hamry. Hamry singled the shortstop in his last at-bat and then came around to score on the long home run, the second 2-run homer of the game by Ryan Sutterer. It looks like Sutterer's day might be done as Jusela stands in the on-deck circle as Hamry fouls off the 3-1 offering and now chops one to third. Played over there by Bayer. He fires it across to Ekman. And Hamry is retired for out number 1 at the top of the 9th. And Jusela, the Elk River Elk product. And then Northern State in Aberdeen, South Dakota to play college ball. Swing and a miss by Jusela. Had a big cut. He knows this spot in the order has been productive, let's just say. 3 runs, 4 RBIs, 3 hits, make it 2 hits, both of them home runs. Walk and a run scored and a stolen base for Sutterer, so strike called at 0-2. Now Jusela watches as Litchie bounces that one in. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind really starting to kick up here, blowing in harder and harder from right field. A swing and a miss by Jusela. So they finally are able to get an out of that number 5 spot in the batting order, but it was Scott Jusela with the strikeout. Now it looks like we might see a pinch hitter for Druck here, Zach Eder. Zach Eder from Bertha. I'm going to assume Bertha Hewitt High School. And played college in Waldorf College in Forest City, Iowa. Eder takes second pitch and grounds it into left field for a base hit. So Zach Eder with a 2-out single hits a hard ground ball in between Carhan and Bear. Diving attempt by Caphand, but can't come up with it. And it looks like we're going to get another pinch hitter. Michael Gottschalk is going to bat for Bankston. Left-handed batter, Gottschalk. Blaine, Minnesota, and Minnesota State Mankato. With Eder over there at first base. First pitch misses low, and the next one in the dirt. Good block by Hirsch. Absolutely can't afford to give up anything more, can Sobieski. Already down 4 and down to their last 3 outs in the top half of the 9th inning. So very important to keep Eder over there at first base, and now swung and fouled out of play. Umpire's going to deem that play no longer worthy of the game play, so toss it into the Sobieski dugout. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Fly ball left center field. Drifting over is Opatz, and he is going to make the running catch. So that'll do it for the pinch hitter Gottschalk and the Blaine Fusion in the bottom half of inning number 8. So we are going to head to inning number 9. The Sobieski Skis, who made a run in the Class C playoffs last year all the way to a state championship, have to move up into Class B this year. They do qualify for the state tournament, but they find themselves down by 4 runs and just 3 outs, and the manager for Blaine points out towards Bradley Spencer, who is going to come in relief of Benjamin Borman, who went 2 1/3 innings. So a non-save situation here for Bradley Spencer, but important one nonetheless. 3 outs to get his Blaine Fusion team into the quarterfinal round of this Class B state tournament. So he plays single elimination in the tournament until you get to the semifinal round. Then you would have an opportunity to come back through the elimination bracket if you were to lose. But if you lose in the round of 16 or in the quarterfinals, your season has come to a conclusion. And potentially for Sobieski, that's just 3 outs away. But again, with the state champion pedigree that Sobieski has, you can expect that they're not going to go down with some sort of a fight here in the top half of inning number 9. They'll lead it off with their left fielder Dan Mayrod, who last time up, after striking out in his first 2 plate appearances, hit an absolute moonshot over the left field fence for a solo home run. That accounts for the only run of the game so far for Sobieski, as the right-hander Spencer pitches for Northwestern College here in Minnesota. Misses on the first offering and then gets Mayrod to foul one back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Blaine Fusion turned it over to Bradley Spencer to try to get these final 3 outs and advance their way into the quarterfinal round of this Class B state tournament. Spencer misses low and away with the 1-1 offering, 2 balls and 1 strike. Fly ball into shallow right field. On comes the on-charging right fielder in Tom Druck, who re-entered the game after being pinch hit for, and he puts it away. A little backhanded toss to Marcus Rewer to start the around the horn after out number 1. And Matt Philippi will step in. Philippi, the lefty, faced the left-hander in Donnelly through his first couple of at-bats. Now sees a right-hander in Spencer, and Spencer misses down and away with his first offering. Swing and a miss by Philippi at the 1-0 offering, so even the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Winner of this one gets the winner of the Egan Bandits and Dundas Dukes game that'll take place tomorrow over in Dundas at 4:30, so an opportunity to scout the opponents for the winner of this one. Curveball on the outside corner. Nice little backdoor breaking ball from Spencer there. Get ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sobieski from up in that Little Falls, central Minnesota area, making their way down here to this state tournament. Check swing. They're going to check at first base, but he would have had to have gone a long ways around for that first base umpire to deem that a strike. Courtesy ask by Conarea. And no swing. So even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spencer takes a deep breath before each offering. Like a little off-speed pitch there, maybe a fork ball. Split finger, kind of falls out of the strike zone, but didn't start that one up high enough to get Philippi to chase. So we go full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here, top of the 9th. Blaine leads it by 4. And he rides a fastball in on the hands of Philippi, and Philippi just chops it foul over towards the Blaine dugout. 5 runs, 10 hits. Only error of the game charged to Blaine. 1 run, just 5 hits for Sobieski in this one. It was Ronnie Donnelly right out of the chute, striking out 6 of the first 9 batters. Ground ball, Olson has it to Spencer covering, but the throw is behind Spencer. And a good job of hustling over and backing that up by Conarea to keep the runner at first base there. So Olson fielded that, moving to his right and being a left-handed thrower, had to kind of try to turn his body and lead Spencer. And to be honest with you, Spencer didn't handle that one very well fundamentally. He took more of a 90-degree angle over towards the base. Should have come more 45 degrees and then run up the line to give a much easier target for Olson. But in doing that, the throw was behind the pitcher Spencer. It looks like they credited a hit, although they put a error up. I believe they put it up on the wrong side of the scoring column there. It should be an error charged against Olson. As a good throw to Spencer definitely would have got Philippi going up the line, but nonetheless, Philippi is on base, and Dusty Parker will step in. He took over in right field. 1-1 pitch is sliced into right field for a base hit. So Parker, a base hit in his first plate appearance, moves Philippi up to second base. So now One more base runner for Sobieski to get the tying run to the plate. And Riley Hirsch, the catcher, will step in. Hirsch has 2 of the 6 hits in the game for Sobieski. Singled in the 3rd. The first blemish given up by the starting pitcher, Ronnie Donnelly. Was that 2-out single in the bottom half of the 3rd by Hirsch, and then Hirsch doubled in the 7th. So 2 for 3 out of that 9 spot in the order for Riley Hirsch. From the stretch, Spencer misses down low. Conarea smothers that one with his glove to keep the base runners there, but right now, runners far more important for Sobieski than the bases are. They would love to just get one more base runner on the paths, get the tying run at least up to the plate here in the top half of the 9th inning. Pitch misses down and away. Hirsch thought about going after that one, but held up, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Definitely do not want to give a free pass here if you're Bradley Spencer. The number 9 hitter turned that order over to the top with the tying run to the plate, and a curveball stays up high. 3 balls and no strikes. So Spencer, with 1 away, got a ground ball over to his first baseman. Looked like he might be able to just cruise his way through this one, but when Olsen threw it behind, Spencer covering, that opened the door here for Sobieski, and a 4-pitch walk now loads the bases for the Skis, and a tying run will come to the plate, and that's going to bring a slow saunter out of the Blaine Fusion dugout to have a conversation with Bradley Spencer here. They brought in Spencer cold. The manager just came and kicked a little dirt around the mound. I think that's all he needed to do was tell Bradley Spencer he's not overly happy right now with Spencer walking the number 9 hitter to bring the tying run to the plate in the top of the order. Matt Baer, who lined out twice to second baseman Marcus Weaver to start this game, then grounded out to short and flew out to center. So 0 for 4 in this top spot in the batting order. Check swing. It's back towards Spencer. He's going to toss it home to Conarea. They get the force out at the plate, so an excuse-me swing by Matt Baer. He got it, and it was just a one-hopper right out in front of home plate. Charging off the mound was Spencer. Soft little toss to his catcher, Conarea. All he had to do was step on home plate and record out number 2. So 1 pitch and 1 out with the bases loaded for Spencer, and now he'll have to deal with Scott Litchie. Litchie 1 for 3, singled leading off the 4th, has struck out, flown out to right, and was hit by a pitch leading off the 8th. But he stands in the batter's box representing the tying run, and an off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. So against the left-hander, Spencer elects to start him off with a little backdoor breaking ball there, caught inside part of the plate. So a good pitch to start this at-bat for Spencer. So after the little visit from his manager, come with consecutive strikes. Just misses off the outside corner. Not a bad pitch there. It was kind of good movement away from the hitter Litchie, but Litchie very disciplined. Didn't chase that one. Would have been tough to do anything with that pitch, so wait for a better one here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sobieski, the heart of a champion here, not going down quietly at all. And Litchie takes that one up and away. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Colin Ekman stands on deck. Litchie, the Bemidji State Beaver out of Albany High School. Takes a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. So potentially the Class C champion from last year down to their last strike in the opening round of Class B here at Miesville. Scott Litchie, left-hander facing the right-hander. Bradley Spencer. Spencer working from the stretch with 2 outs and the bases loaded here. Feels comfortable from that position. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate. So Litchie with a defensive swing just to stay alive there. Good job by the number 2 hitter in the order. Just foul that one off and look for a better pitch here from Bradley Spencer. Good pitcher's pitch there at 2 balls and 2 strikes from Spencer. Litchie just wasting that one, hoping to get something better here. Bases again full of skis. They had the bases loaded in the 4th. Weren't able to get anything out of that. Now that one low and in. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the runners are going to get a head start here. I'm sure there's communication to those infielders. Now for Blaine, really anything on the ground, you need to go to first base here, as these runners are going to get a head start off of this pitch. So anything on the ground, these fielders aren't going to probably be able to get any sort of a force. They're going to need to go to first base. But it'll be up to Spencer to throw a strike here. And he does, and Litchie spoils it off. Slices it foul down the left field line, and we'll do it again here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sobieski just trying to stay alive here in this top half of inning number 9. They've loaded the bases. Spencer swings and a pop-up. High pop-up in the infield. The wind's going to wreak havoc with this one, but the third baseman gets underneath it. And Scott Jusela puts it away. And Blaine survives in advance. A bases loaded situation in the top half of the 9th inning, and they're going to move on in this Class B state tournament. They knock out last year's defending C state champion, the Sobieski Skis, and on the back of 2 2-run home runs off the bat of Ryan Sutterer, the Blaine Fusion are moving on, and they will take on the winner of the Egan Bandits and Dundas Dukes. That game takes place tomorrow, 4:30 at Dundas. So they know who they'll see in the quarterfinal round as of that game. But it is Blaine who joins their district cohorts, Anoka, at least in the high school ranks. Right now, we're going to get a word from our player of the game. No choice in this one, Ryan Sutterer. So let's hear what he has to say about his big day at the plate.
4 RBIs and an amazing stolen base. So, do you have any comments about the game?
No, we made it interesting at the end, but nothing more than I wanted to bring one home for Jamie. He does a lot for us, so a couple more left to get, but great start to a good run for us. So.
Well, congratulations and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
All right, so that was Ryan Sutterer. 2 booming 2-run home runs, ironically, both on 2-2 counts and both on hanging breaking balls. A good pitching performance for Blaine. The starter, Ronnie Donnelly, went 6 2/3 strong innings. He got some support and closed out by Bradley Spencer, who loaded the bases for the Sobieski Skis, and conversely, the Sobieski Skis loaded the bases against Spencer. But nonetheless, as he saw his two other pitching counterparts made some big pitches with 3 ball counts to Sobieski batters, and it was enough for the Blaine Fusion to move on in this Class B state tournament with a 5-1 victory over Sobieski. So 2 in the books and 2 left to go here from Sobieski. Anoka, a 5-3 winner in our opener over Cold Spring, and now Blaine, a 5-1 winner over Sobieski. We've got our first 2 combatants into the quarterfinals of this Class B state tournament. They'll await their opponents, but for now, we will have our next round of 16 game here at Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. Coming up, it'll be the Rochester Royals against the Hamel Hawks. As per usual, every pitch of every game of this amateur state baseball tournament is right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network, and it is our privilege to bring these games to you. So here from Jack Ruhr Field, home of the Mud Hens of Miesville, but today it was the home of Ryan Sutterer. He of two-run home runs to help push his Blaine Fusion into the quarterfinals with a 5-1 victory over the Sobieski Skis. For my cameraman, Kit Callis, this has been Ron Osterman calling from Jack Ruhr Field in Miesville. 5-1 winners and on to the quarterfinals is the Blaine Fusion. We'll talk to you soon and have yourself a good afternoon.
Baseball, it's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to